Hello friends, hope you are all well. Over the weekend, I was watching some TED Talk videos when I came across this talk by Mark Rober, a former NASA engineer, on the Super Mario effect. The Super Mario effect is a learning concept that takes its inspiration from the video game called Super Mario. The Super Mario effect is a very profound concept which is ever present in our daily life. And in this video, I would like to share some perspective that I have learned about the Super Mario effect and how it can be applied in our lives for self-improvement. Emerging cognitive science research continues to prove that games are an effective tool for learning because every game has some sort of struggle for its players to deal with. Games also brings lot of fun and joy, making the entire process and the journey to cross the levels enjoyable. Games take the fear of failure off the table and trick our brains into trying and failing until we finally succeed. When we are in the process of learning and achieving something new, we have to go through a number of stages of trials and errors until we finally succeed. If we have played this Super Mario video game, we probably remembered that the goal of this game is to get through all the levels to save Princess Peach from Bowser. The challenging part is that every level is teeming with pitfalls and obstacles. But do we give up every time Mario falls down or fails to reach the end of the level? The answer is probably no. We keep trying, and as we fail each time, we will gradually learn how to conquer the level. This entire phenomenal attitude towards learning, excitement, fun, failing, rising up, trying again and again until success is achieved is called the Super Mario effect, where the focus is on the process to reach the goals and not on the failures. For success, we need many ingredients like hard work, opportunity, education, ambition, etc. But one very important component for success is this Super Mario effect. And the good thing about this is that this is within the reach and control of every human being. Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about two circles, the circle of concern and the circle of influence. In the circle of concern comes those things about which we can just do nothing or we have very little control about. And in the circle of influence comes those things which are within our control and we can do a lot of things about it. For example, if we want to go out and it's raining, then we can do nothing about the rain. It falls in the circle of concern. But carrying an umbrella or to wear a raincoat is something which is very much under our control and it falls in the circle of influence. In the same way, the Super Mario effect is under everyone's control and reach. The Super Mario effect can be applied by everyone. It can help us to improve our learning, increase our success rate, and inspire motivation. Let us try to understand as to how Super Mario effect influences our mindset. We are all born with growth and fearless mindset. Think about all the accomplishments we have achieved till date, from smallest to biggest. Every one of us has achieved a lot in their life, from learning to walk to wherever we are in our life today. In fact, many of our achievements doesn't look like an achievement in our own eyes because we have forgotten about it. We have not registered it in our mind. It appears insignificant to us as we have not made it as an event. And one of the main reasons behind all our success and accomplishment, whether we recognize it or not, is our fearless attitude towards failure. Think about playing a video game with our friends. We don't simply give up and feel ashamed the first time we stumble or lose a life. Video games have the opposite effect, where players are motivated to try again and again when they fail. When we were babies and were learning to walk, we probably fall down more than a dozen times. But that did not stop us from getting up and trying again. But if we as babies had this fear of failure, we would all still be crawling around. Instead, we try and try to walk, fail and fail again until we finally master walking, then running, and then go on to build other more advanced skills. Have we ever been defeated in a game and declared that it was the end of us? Probably not. That would be absurd. Yet in life, we often do that. As we grow up and become attuned to social norms and conventions, we develop a fear of failure. This fear of failure becomes etched into us. Some regrettably never overcome this fear altogether and spend the duration of their time on earth without having lived at all. During the video game, whether we are shooting our in-game character, messing around with them, or planning a strategy to defeat our enemies, or doing various experiments, at that time, the concept of that failure, which society has created in our mind, doesn't influence us. On the contrary, games bring a lot of joy, motivation for us to keep on trying again and again, and developing the learning to be careful where we messed up last time so that we don't make the same mistake again. Due to this mentality, we improve every time we play and get encouraged to be better and better. In the same way, in life, if we develop this mentality to learn from every mistake that we make, enjoy the process, the journey, gracefully accepting the defeat and failure, keep trying without giving up, like we do in the video game, then it will increase our success rate and we will be able to achieve a lot in our life. Actually, the problem is society tends to celebrate success. Successful people are given medals, recognitions, promotions and gifts, thinking that it will inspire others also to be successful. But as every coin has two sides, so even this also has a negative connotation. The person who puts effort but fails to achieve success receives embarrassment. They receive insults and they cease to try again. They become depressed and they give up. Rather than highlighting the epic journeys towards success that are filled with trials, tribulations, upsets, setbacks and failures, it's not as glamorous to talk about those things. We are told that failure is a bad thing. However, we often learn more from our failures than our successes, and it can be an invaluable experience. One quote which summarizes this perspective on failure is from the author Eloise Ristard, and I quote, "When we give ourselves permission to fail, we at the same time give ourselves permission to excel." Unquote. When we think about failure, we think of things in a negative light. We say that failure is painful and that it causes emotional turmoil, upsetness, and inflicts agonizing pangs of guilt, regret, and remorse. But for those who have known true failure and have bounced back from it, understand that failure in life is necessary for success. Sure, failing hurts. In fact, it cuts deep like a razor, slicing its way to our inner core, yet it's necessary. We see failure as a mortal blow instead of a scar that reminds us of the mistake we have made As a result, we live timidly and are afraid to take risks or explore new beginnings. The fear of failure becomes crippling. We start to see failure as a sign to give up. We start to think that we cannot overcome obstacles and start to look for ways to avoid failures. The Super Mario effect emphasizes the learn like a toddler mindset or growth mindset. If we want to continuously become successful or increase our chances of success, then we will have to minus this fear of failure from our life. We will have to understand that we may fail many times, but we will have to keep our focus on the end result. Edison had to fail 1,000 times only to have invented the light bulb 1,001st time. Just like that, we may have to fail X number of times to succeed at anything, and we never know. We might have already failed X minus 2 times, and success may be closer and might be due in the next try. Like many successes and achievements have become insignificant in our own life, we have forgotten about it. In the same way, we will have to make our failure also as a non-event. We will have to treat failure also as insignificant and keep moving ahead by becoming better and better. This can only become possible if we try to see our life as a game and enjoy the journey. Author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, once mentioned that we often set goals first before thinking about the process. For example, let's say we want to be a writer. We would aim to be the best-selling author. But before that, we should fall in love with the process of writing. Fall in love with the process, the practice, the repetitive task, the journey, and that will lead to achieve any goals. We see in the world people get depressed, people commit suicide because they had a focus on the end result but were not enjoying the process. The process had become a stress for them. We have to keep our mind on the end result, simultaneously enjoy the journey too. That will increase the chance of our success. Just like how we repeatedly challenge Super Mario to get to the next level, the Super Mario effect can inspire us to achieve more in life. We must design our life in such a way that we are committed and get deeply involved every single day. Begin your own quest. Take the road less traveled. Explore and experiment without fear of repercussions. Do what has never been done before. Live life on your own terms. Above all, remember to enjoy the game of life. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you.